Freaking welcome in everybody to the Gold Standard College Basketball Podcast, episode 23. It's your host, Big Papa Bobby Hoops. Hoops, are we feeling good right now after
free basketball, free podcast? You love it.
Super Bowl time
Gold
for
Standard
us.
after dark. As you can see, it is nighttime.
If I knew how to edit this real quick, put a little after dark banner on top, I might do it. I don't know if I can figure it out. I don't want to screw anything up at the moment. Tell them what just happened. I know you're from where you're at. You're a couple seconds ahead of me. So
at time of record, as of this moment in time, 8:59 p.m. Wednesday, March 13th, Vanderbilt just tied it at the buzzer against Arkansas to go to overtime. After Arkansas came storming back, down 12 at halftime. Tremont Marks got like 20 points in the second half.
Had none to be in the first half, right?
0. Donut.
Over.
And Jerry's boys at Vanderbilt blew the lead, looked dead to rights, get a steal late, and Ezra Manjon, I think, or Mannion. I don't know how to say his last name. Mannion.
You were close.
The point guard for Vanderbilt gets a steal, gets a contested bucket at the buzzer. We're going to overtime. This is why you love the SEC tournament.
This is why you love Wednesday night in Nashville.
Wednesday night SEC.
Look at that. If you aren't I just was looking at they were panorama of the crowd, and it's like it's full. What did I say? It's like people go to.
God, that's what you said.
God, I wish I could have gotten tickets for us just to show up there front row. I mean, it is absolutely packed in the lower bowl right now. This is the best. This is the absolute best.
Sickos.
But bunch of sickos, even for a bunch of them who don't realize that they are. They're just like, I'm just here to party on a Wednesday night.
That's right.
Speaking of partying, tonight may or may not be presented by our good friends, those who produce Ride the Buffalo.
He's flashed on the brown water already.
Little Brown. Hey, I always put when
it's after 9 p.m. on a Wednesday.
After dark.
You're an adult. You can conduct your business how you see fit.
I always, when I go edit and put the video up on YouTube and Spotify and everything, they ask, is this for kids? I always put, nope. Our show's, I would say, 99% relatively clean.
Now, you would say, though, if you get frustrated with a college athlete for missing free throws, let's say, we would say, hey, they're just kids.
Just kids.
Hashtag just kids. This show, hashtag not for kids. No. Especially when Big Papa's drinking brown water live on the show.
Yeah, live on air. Well, folks, part of this, outside of just us giving I just love this all timing worked out. I mean, we honestly didn't know if they would go to OT. Our thing was just hey, if we get to record a little bit at night while we got some ball on, maybe we have a couple comments or two, great. Otherwise, a big part of the show that we talked to you all last time was we're going to just make a couple picks, seeing that it's championship week. We got a couple winners already from a couple conferences. I think, let me scroll up real quick. Here's a couple teams that are already dancing. We got, let's see, Ohio Valley Conference. The boys at Morehead State, they're going. Longwood out of the Big South. Good for them. I forgot, out of the Missouri Valley Conference, Drake took down our boy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at Indiana State. I hope they get in.
They're still on the bubble. They've got they have a decent chance. I think last I saw that they're currently one of the last 4 in, which would mean they would be amongst those final 4 teams that have their own little play-in tournament to eventually hope to be an 11 seed. But man, it's tough when they're sitting at home right now, not able to do anything about it. And there's all these other conference tournaments happening right now. So we'll see. They were a former dog of the week, Indiana. The whole team, Indiana State.
You don't regret giving them a dog of the week?
No, I don't. I want to see them in the tournament.
Immediately revoked. Out of the Atlantic Sun, Stetson Hatters took down the fellas over at Austin P. Our boy, formerly known as Billy Dukes, he's now Orlando Billy, but JMU, the Dukes, 31-3. They're dancing, baby. Out of the Southern Conference, we've got Samford took down my crew over at ETSU. That would have been 4 wins in 4 days. I'll admit.
Bucks.
I think
it was a nice run.
Cut them and gut them. Thank you for your service. Out of the Northeast Conference, we got Wagner. Good for them. Horizon, Oakland. Oh, yeah. Out of the coastal side, we got Charleston Cougars. Okay. Hey, how about the fellas over at St. Mary's on the old West Coast? Just taking it to Gonzaga.
They are such a consistently good basketball program that are always overshadowed by Gonzaga. Understandably so, coming out of that conference. But good for St. Mary's.
Good for them. Summit, South Dakota, Southland, the gangster himself, Will Wade. McNeese. Should we be shocked if they upset somebody?
No.
I feel like
Will Wade, I mean,
he's several years removed,
but he's a good coach.
It's not wrong because it's true.
No.
Man, he can coach. Let's do this. So here's my thoughts. You fire back with what do you want, and I'm thinking I'm just going to shoot you the conference, and you just give me one team that you're like, yeah, they'll win it. Then we don't have to worry about because some of these leagues I think are starting games kind of like the SEC. They're starting right now. Maybe they've played one game, so we won't have to get in the weeds about hey, why are you picking 6 different games out of the Patriot League?
Yeah, I won't be able to pick from the Patriot League.
Well, good news. I've got some of the leagues pulled up right now. So
I've got some pulled up too.
Perfect. So let's start with the Big Sky Conference. We've got a little rematch from 1989. Apparently, how do I know that? Twitter. Montana State and Montana. Little late night tip.
Montana Civil War here. Not knowing anything about these two teams, I'm going to go with Montana because they're the Grizzlies, and Montana State are the Bobcats, and Grizzlies just wreck Bobcats. So Montana Grizzlies, book it.
I'm there with you. Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Grizzbillies over some Bobcats. That's a physical specimen that I ain't trying to mess with.
Easy pick.
All right, let's roll over to the Patriot League, which once again,
Patriot League. Okay.
Don't know anything about them. I'll tell you
that's over.
My boys. I think you already know who.
Over.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, who won? Colgate?
Your boys, Colgate.
Yeah. I just wanted you to say it out loud.
Yeah.
American East.
Colgate.
It doesn't even look. I don't know. The boys at Colgate.
American East is UMass, Lowell, and Vermont playing Saturday morning at 11 a.m. in the championship.
I'm going to take Vermont. That's probably the normal trendy pick. I feel like Vermont's typically consistently wins their league, but
I feel like the amount of years I've been filling out brackets and whatnot, Vermont is just always the kind of scary 13 seed.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Who pulled? Maybe they've pulled off one upset, and that's why they are that in my mind. But
sure,
go Vermont.
Go Vermont. Take it to them. Over to the MEAC Conference.
MEAC. Okay.
Let's see.
Got a few games happening right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Out of the crop. I'm going to roll with I don't want to take Norfolk State just because they're the number 1 seed in their bracket. I want to get a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take the crew over at South Carolina State.
Okay.
Nothing, again, like we've said 100 times, I have no reasoning or theory behind why. Just why not? Why not?
I'm taking Morgan State, the Bears. again,
5 seed.
another Bears pick here for me. But the reason I'm taking Morgan State is my 15-month-old daughter loves watching marching band and drumline videos, and we've got a Morgan State drumline video in the rotation. She loves them. So go Morgan State. BP.
I like it. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I got you. You were cutting in and out just for a hot second. Are you good now?
I'm good. Yeah. Sorry.
I can. That's okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. All right. Just a little technical stuff. We're working through it, everybody.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. We're new mic. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We just got to get it figured out. It's fine. All right. Let's head over to the who is SWAC, as Dion famously said when he was still down there with the crew at Jackson State. Speaking of, I can't find a single team who's playing in the SWAC tournament. So
you got Jackson State, Texas Southern, Bethune Southern, Alabama A&M. A lot of good names there. I was raised by Texans, so I'm going to say Texas Southern.
You think that's who Big Don would take?
Probably. He's probably been to the school before.
Hey, if Big Don rolls with him, I roll with him.
He surprises me. Well, I mentioned Texas is a big state, and he mentioned, "Oh yeah, I was there for something." I'm like, "All right, cool." Didn't know that.
Didn't he? Hasn't he gone forward and say he's a big Tarleton State guy? I feel like you said that on a previous episode.
Yeah, because Tennessee played them earlier this season, and they are. Yes. I can't remember the exact. Forgive me, Big Don. I know you'll be listening to this. I can't remember the exact connection. I think maybe my grandfather taught there for a moment. I'm probably butchering that, but Big Don, big Tarleton State guy.
Big Don, my dude. All right, let's do. I'm gonna save some of the bigger conferences to the end. So like Big 12, Big 10,
sure,
so on. Let's jump to. I mean, unbelievable content. Which, by the way, for those at home, if you're wondering, like, hey, what about the Vandy Arkansas game? I'm right now, and again, you're a couple seconds ahead of me. I'm looking at Arkansas is up 88-85 over Vandy with 47 seconds left.
Yeah, I paused it, so we would be right in line.
Perfect. Yeah, Arkansas at 3, 47 seconds left. Vandy, no, Arkansas is inbounding. Oof. How does somebody not catch an elbow on that one right there? Arkansas is moving, and they're probably about to score. Mountain West tournament.
Mountain West, okay.
Let's see. We've got Utah State. That was kind of an up-and-come out of nowhere, just because for those who were – you probably have heard of San Diego State, who made the Final Four last year.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dip off.
Traditionally a very good basketball program. Speaking of, Kawhi Leonard, fun guy, product of San Diego State.
Shout out to the fun guy. Thanks for making everything fun.
Arkansas is going to do it. Woo pig. I picked them. So Bobby Hoops, 1 for 1. I think you picked them too.
Yeah, I did. They're screaming they forgot to foul. Like, I don't think Arkansas's up. They just won by 5, 90-85. And they're like, why didn't Vanderbilt foul? Like, I mean, did you think that
we're talking about Vanderbilt here? We're talking about Jeremy House. He's ready. Yeah. He's ready to get his check and move on.
His Stacks like I'm done. Pay me my 14. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with out of the Mountain West. Might just go with Nevada. 2 seed.
That's cool. I'm going to rep my boy Kawhi Leonard and say San Diego State.
I like it. Utah State, no thanks. You're out of here just because you got hot all of a sudden last second. Hey, little Maction.
Little action. Okay.
Little action. What do you think about that? All right, we've got just the classics: Toledo, Kent State, Bowling Green, Central Michigan, Akron, Miami of Ohio, Western Michigan, and the University of Ohio. Sorry.
This is a great football conference.
Great football.
Great
Nothing
football
like
conference.
just a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. in the fall, and you're like, well, football action.
Yeah. It's like it's a little bit like Wednesday night SEC tournament.
A little bit.
It's gonna be a little weird. It's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, I feel like Maction folks like take a Big Cat, somebody else that's just a diehard. You don't actually have a team in the MAC, but you're like, you pull for. I feel like they would probably
pull for the MAC.
Yeah, I feel like they could probably
from
make
the MAC. I'm gonna pull for Toledo.
1 seed classic. Nothing wrong with that. Why not? I'm gonna take the fellas over at. Give me Akron. Why not? LeBron's probably gonna pull something because it's his hometown.
Back-to-back shout outs to LeBron on this podcast.
Dang, we're giving him too much airtime. I mean, I don't even actually have anything against LeBron.
Nah, me neither.
I've got friends that are like, hate him. Can't stand LeBron, LaFlop, LaCrybaby, you name it. That's just their whole list. Which I'm like, I mean,
I don't love LeBron, but they just sound like haters.
I'm like, so you just hate arguably the greatest basketball player on the planet?
At worst, he's the second best player of all time.
At worst.
Anyway, let's get back to business here.
Yeah.
Talking about LeBron.
How about we jump over to the Conference USA? Home of
MTSU, Louisiana Tech.
Interesting. Sam Houston.
Shout out Cam Newton.
The Libs up at Liberty.
The Libs.
Shout out Libs. Hey, if you're a big Flame fan of at Liberty, like, good for you, I guess. Yeah. All right. I'm looking here, and I think I'm going to roll with the crew over at Western Kentucky.
All right.
Only because Dante Allen, former Cat, just feel like he's going to help them get to the chip, steal it, get in the tournament. Okay. That's about all I got, other than just wanting to give the crew over at Western Kentucky some love. And my uncle played football there, so that's about all I got.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm taking a similar route here. Sam Houston State.
Okay.
Had a few family members of my own go there, and shout out Cam Newton. Cam Newton went there right before his Auburn year. Actually, did he? Maybe I'm thinking of another one.
You're definitely rolling with the Texas connection. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Texas right now. I know I have family members that went there. Cam Newton, no, that's Blinn Junior College. Man, what a swing and a miss by me. That's okay. Moving on
to the second MAC, Extra 8, actually known as the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. These would be teams with such as Fairfield, Quinnipiac, Mount St. Mary's,
Iona,
about
St. Peter's. Hey, St. Peter's. How do we know them again?
And then you got Siena, Manhattan, Marist. Yeah, I'm probably going.
Who I'm taking.
You riding with Ryder? Stop.
No.
Don't do that to me.
No, St. Peter's.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with Fairfield and moving on to a different conference. Let's bounce to. Actually, I think we've reached. Oh, never mind. We got a couple. Oh, we definitely got several more. Let's jump to the Atlantic 10. Why not?
Okay.
Dang, if only my computer just go a little bit faster, that'd be great.
Would be your St. Louis, your St. Joe's, George Mason, Fordham, VCU, St. Bonaventure. A lot of teams that you are like, you'll recognize them as a 12, 13, 14 seed.
Easy.
VCU probably being the biggest one.
Yeah.
Richmond Spiders.
I think I'm going to roll with the Bonnies.
Okay.
Over at St. Bonaventure.
All right. Richmond Spiders. They're back. I think they're the 1 seed. No, Dayton is. Never mind. Richmond. I'm picking Richmond. Spiders. That's a cool mascot. Why isn't anybody else the Spiders?
I don't know. Pretty intimidating.
I like it. I
got a family member who's like his thing he's the most afraid of on this planet is spiders. So it's interesting. Again, that just more goes back to like they're pretty intimidating.
They can be, yeah.
Can be. I personally don't have like a thing. Ivy League. That's about it.
Ivy League. Let's go to the nerds.
They deserve better than that. Do you think that like
these nerds can ball? They can.
Wow. I love that. Just hang it on a banner. These nerds can ball.
They can. They're smarter than me. They're better at basketball than me.
Do you think they even take any offense if they get stuff like that? Like, sup, nerd? Like,
whatever. I'm a nerd about some things. You could say we're kind of nerds about
ball.
About ball.
That's right. Let's see.
We've got the worst thing in the world to be a nerd.
No,
I'll take Cornell. What? Shout out Andy from The Office.
I love it. Wait, isn't there somebody from The Office that's a Columbia person? Is that like the big?
I don't know. Or it probably happened after season 5, and The Office didn't really exist to me anymore after season 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
Kudos to you. You get it. You're like, I've seen what I need to see. I don't.
Yeah, Jim and Pam got married. Cool. There's some okay stuff after that, but that's what I was wanting to see.
Yeah,
so that's all.
You're good. Princeton. Let's ride.
All right.
Go Tigers. Let's jump to the Big West. So a lot of the UC fill in the blank. So UC Irvine, UC Riverside, Long Beach, UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara. It just keeps going.
Hawaii.
Yeah, and the crew over at Hawaii. I'm
Long Beach State, the Dirtbags.
That's who I'm taking. The Dirt, because they're only called the Dirtbags in baseball. Ain't that right?
That's right. I only really think of them in terms of college baseball or great baseball, but I'm with you. Any school that calls themselves the Dirtbags in any way,
that's cool. Dirtbag it.
Dirtbag. All right.
Flipping to the WAC. So we're looking at teams such as Grand Canyon, your boys at Tarleton State, UT Arlington, Stephen F. Austin, Utah Valley. Who would you take? Are you going to ride with the Texas connection again?
Yeah. One of my favorite human beings of all time is Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Stephen F. Austin. Steve Austin.
I thought you were about to pull out like some unknown fact of Stone Cold like attended one of these schools. And
I actually never would have known. Well, talking about nerds, big wrestling nerd here. If you didn't know that, Stone Cold Steve Austin played fullback at North Texas.
Did he really?
He really did.
That's like a Goldberg playing. Didn't he play D-end at Georgia?
Yep.
Stuff like that, dude.
Yeah, stuff like that.
All right. I'm going to take. This is going to be a little wacko because they'll have to win 1, 2, 3, and 3. I'm going to go with Seattle U.
Why not?
That's about it. Okay. Let's jump into. Did we do the American Athletic Conference yet? I don't think.
No, I don't think we did.
Okay. I think that's the last one before we hop on over to the Power 5 Power 6 conferences. So your 1 seed. This is a little wacko talking about sicko stuff here. South Florida is your 1 seed. Florida Atlantic's your 2. Charlotte 3, UAB 4. Just take a wild guess where Memphis fell to.
Are they at 10?
No, 5. I mean,
5.
it's
Okay.
just.
I know it's not been a great year.
I mean, a pretty bad last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was weird.
You're a little more plugged in than me. Is there any smoke about Penny?
No. Well, no, actually, yes. Sorry.
Oh, smoke about Penny.
Smoke about Penny.
Breaking news. Secondhand breaking news.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if there is some class level situation. So dudes not going to class or
that kind of stuff.
Not doing well in course but it's big enough to where it's hey, this isn't just 1 or even 2 guys. This is as a program whole, we are failing.
Oops.
Oh, and dudes are playing. Yikes.
Oops.
So that kind of stuff can get you in some pretty big trouble. Big enough to where they have to start having hard conversations of I don't know if you can be in charge of this program. So if you're a Memphis fan listening to this, I'm just telling you, don't get mad at the fellas. Don't get mad at BP. Don't get mad at Bobby Hoops.
Don't shoot the messenger. Get
mad at your coach.
Get mad at Penny.
He has a great brand. It was really fun watching him when he played for the Magic, but
yeah, sure. It's not been so great at Memphis for old Penny. Anyway, in the American, I just talked about him, and I just talked about this school. I got to keep rolling with it. North Texas. Shout out Steve Austin.
Shout out Stone Cold. I'm going to take, even though they've kind of had some up and downs, I think I'm going to roll Florida Atlantic.
All right.
Dusty
May's not there much longer.
Just saying. Also, again, breaking news, secondhand. Don't be shocked if you see Dusty May up at Ohio State or Loserville. So,
I mean, if you're at a mid-major and you take your team to the Final Four, you're gone. So, the fact that he stayed there 1 more year, kind of cool. I mean, they brought pretty much the same team back.
Yeah, I think that's
he's gone.
Yeah,
it's going to be Ohio State or Louisville or one of those 2 teams is going to get him. He's a good coach, good young coach too.
Yeah, good for him. But sucks to suck if you're Loserville. couldn't have happened to a better program. All right, let's jump into a little bit bigger conference stuff. So, how about the Big 12?
Big 12, okay.
I think I'm gonna go, and this is probably trendier pick, maybe not fair, but I think I'm just gonna roll with. I think I'm gonna roll with Baylor. Maybe that's not really the trendy pick. I bet Houston would probably be the one that everybody is gonna pick.
Yeah, I mean that's probably who I'm picking. I just don't see the way Houston's been playing lately. I mean, and even if you want to not going to make too big a deal about that Kansas game, the other weekend, but
you can.
Gracious, they killed Kansas.
Yeah, that was yikes.
I mean, it was a beatdown.
That was very flashback to 2015 when Kentucky. And granted, it was UCLA. It wasn't Kansas. But just the you look at the score and it's they're winning 45-7.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
I'm going to go with Houston. That's a chalk pick, but they've been very impressive this year. And I think that they're probably a Final Four team.
I think you're right. I think you are correct.
Jamal Shed is amazing to watch. Their point guard, who's an All-American. He's
So good.
first All-American first team. He's a great player.
Big East. UConn, St. John's, Seton Hall, Creighton, Marquette. Man, is it almost just like you can't pick anybody but UConn?
Yeah, especially with the word that Tyler Kolek from Marquette is probably going to be out for I don't know why they would bring him back for the. I know they keep saying I think he's kind of day to day. They're not sure. I mean, he was an All-American, I think, second team. Great player for Marquette. If he plays and Marquette meets UConn in the final, yeah, I could see it. Creighton maybe, but man, UConn, they're
like you don't bring him back for the conference tournament.
No, why? No. Save him for the big dance.
Not when you're. I mean, I think they're projected to be 2 or 3, right? I just don't.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, if you were maybe flirting with a 1 seed, maybe you bring him back then. But other than that, they need Kolek because they lost him last year too down the stretch.
Yeah,
and that was a big loss for them.
Cool. I think we both realize we're rolling with UConn. So,
yes.
ACC. So, a couple games have already happened there. Dang, again,
ACC is not fun to watch this year.
Loserville. No, not at all. No. Well, I mean, unless you watch the Duke Carolina game on Saturday.
Yeah, that was fun.
Really hate that for Filipowski. You know, we watched that nasty injury at Wake Forest. We basically had a moment of silence for him for an entire week. Then he comes back and dang, I just it must have been a miracle. You somehow were fully healed, and then you're tripping dudes. You know, whatever.
Yeah, and I think I saw he tried to come out. There was some article of him trying to explain why he's not a villain. And it's like, man, if you need to come out and explain that you're not a villain, you're probably a villain.
You're a villain. Yeah.
Just lean into it. It's what we all want.
Everybody would be like, thank you.
Everyone, when Coach K retired, the thought was like, oh, man, Duke was so fun to hate for so long. How will they, John Shire's John Shire, and he's fine, but he's not Coach K, and we needed this Filipowski. Lean into it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it.
Don't. Wear the cape as a villain and just own it. Remember when K went on his retirement tour and we all had to watch it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was...
Yeah. We don't have to relive that. I just remembering when he would literally get presented with a gift at every away game.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, we get it. But he's gone.
Yeah. He's gone now. The bad man's gone.
We made the bad man go away.
I kind of miss the bad man if I'm they were making the point with the whole court storming thing a few weeks ago that it would have been so just amazing to watch the Coach K press conference and watching him speak down to everybody like he's everyone's father, and I know what's best.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been great.
All right, let's see. North Carolina's your 1 seed. Duke's your 2. Virginia's your 3. God.
The
it's
so gross
bad.
part of me wants to pick Virginia because it's the most miserable basketball to watch,
but it's so bad.
Oh,
do you think?
I mean, to me, honestly, no, I don't think anybody's going to beat North Carolina out of.
I don't think so either. I think
they're so good. RJ Davis is crazy good.
Yeah,
Baycott is a rebound machine, but Virginia, they're going to make you work for it. I think that's probably your final because I don't Duke getting it this year.
No, and it's kind of interesting for, I guess you can just take it for what it is. National media pumping man, Duke, like they're in that close circle of like 6, 7 teams that could easily make a run to the championship. I'm like, I don't see what you all see. Eye test.
I mean,
Just
obviously
isn't
they
for me.
always have the talent but I don't know. I don't know. Forgive me. I'm not the biggest. I don't follow Duke crazy close. I don't know what their most like impressive win is this year. Carolina had their way with them a couple times. Losing to Wake Forest, all that. Yeah, not that impressive.
Well, again, maybe just because Filipowski was magically healed. Now he's got his superpowers back.
Yeah,
they make
maybe.
a run. Who's to say?
Maybe.
Yeah, I probably have to roll with North Carolina. I don't see who stops them out of the ACC. They'll decimate Florida State. And they kind of played the winner between Pitt and Wake Forest. I mean, maybe Wake can give them fits.
Gross.
Hey, remember when Pitt beat Duke on their floor and then stood on the table right there in front of the Cameron Crazies and just basically gave them the DX?
Love it. Love it.
You love to see that.
I love it.
So are you taking Carolina?
I'm going to take Virginia. Yeah.
Because why not? Be a sicko.
It would just be amazing. Also, it would help Tennessee if Carolina did not win the ACC tournament.
Sure.
So there's some selfishness in that, but
you're just thinking big picture. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it.
Yeah, I am.
I just like, I'm shocked, honestly, because I'm like, can Virginia, when I watch them, I'm like, can they score 50?
No. No.
Like, if they can't score 50, like, I don't know how they win a game.
Tony's Bannerman also doesn't really want to.
I wonder when teams play them if the coach is just like, we're basically like, we're gonna get stuck in the mud with them, and we can't get out.
They make it impossible. Now they're beatable. They've been beaten a number of times this year. But man, they drag you into the mud with them.
Speaking of the mud, how about them fellas all over at the Pac-12? That's really going in the mud.
Pac-12, yeah.
The little future RIP in peace. Oof. All right. Talk about a bad league.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Washington State maybe has a shot. But
maybe. There's probably a bunch of people putting some cash on them.
I just don't see how Arizona doesn't cakewalk their way to the final here.
That would almost be like a little damning on Arizona if they don't. Because it's you've got the one. I mean, they're in contention for a 1 seed, are they not?
Probably not after the USC loss to Bronny.
That's right.
Yeah, I think they're firmly a 2 seed. So then I don't think it. Now, if they lose, if they get upset early, that might drop them to a 3. But
yeah.
But nah, they win a game in the tournament, they're fine. So maybe with that in mind, I don't know, maybe that does give a little more juice to a Washington State or a Colorado.
What if, and hear me out, the sicko in me's like, what if USC does it?
Oh, ESPN would have a field day.
I mean, would ESPN just take a camera crew to LeBron's house and be like, hey, can we just camp here for the 15th and 16th?
Bronny.
I mean, honestly, I could probably get down with it because of knowing how annoying it would be, because LeBron would just be okay. There I go again we're giving him too much
about LeBron again.
God, he keeps showing up, and I don't even invite him in. I think all we got left is the Big Ten and the SEC.
I think you're right.
We'll save, obviously, our favorite league for last. Let's jump to the Big Ten. So, as of this whole year, we've talked about teams like Purdue, You've got North, just such a long groan.
Can't
Bobby Hoops
stand,
can't
stand Purdue.
can't stand Matt Painter. Can't stand Zach Edey.
Zach Edey. The best point I've heard people make about don't hear me say that he's not worthy of National Player of the Year again. He is. But I like people who are saying the thing of like, there ain't no kid going out in his driveway shooting hoops that's pretending to be Zach Edey. Nobody is.
No
He's
kid
not
from Canada.
exciting.
No kids from Canada.
No. No. They're not.
You're telling me there's no kid in the Yukon territory right now of Canada that's just getting.
Oh, let me go work on my jump hook over and over like Zach Edey. No, he's boring. He's great, but he's boring.
Let me ask this. Does it have anything to do with the fact that you have a guy on your favorite team that you pull for that you could argue like could be in the running for it?
Oh, he'll be, definitely. And
like,
and
I guess I'm just saying
beat us this year already, but
sure. But if like DK wasn't DK, or let's say hypothetically DK never transferred to Tennessee, do you think that we would like care that much about it?
I think so. Just the fact that, who's the last back-to-back National Player of the Year?
I feel like they talk about it all the time. Was it Oscar Robertson?
I don't know. It's been so long. The fact that this guy's going to win
Player of the Year. Well, it's like there's only a handful.
Usually you win Player of the Year and you're gone. You're going to the NBA. Almost always. So I think the fact that it's more of a story. The fact that a guy is winning it back-to-back years, and he's just, and again, I think he deserves to win it. He should win it.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean he's fun. Don't mean he's fun to watch.
I love it. I just love seeing hoops get fired up. Hey, by the way, we just want to let y'all know, Mizzou in Georgia tipping off right now.
Tipping off. That's right.
God, doesn't get any better than this, especially at 9:40 at night.
All right, you talk about it for a second. I'm going to go put a pacifier in my baby's mouth.
Yeah. Go for it. I thought I heard it. Cool. I'm going to sit here and walk you through a little bit of why do I think the Illini is going to do it. Because think about this. They would have to play the winner of Ohio State and Iowa. I might give a bump to Ohio State just because they don't have a coach at the moment. They're playing with fire. They're just like, we're playing with house money. We don't have a true head coach right now, so we're just going to roll with it. Okay, Illinois is going to stomp them. I was filling in. We good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Cool.
She couldn't find her pacifier. All good now.
I hate when that happens. I'm glad you found it. Sucks. I was filling in, trying to give the folks a reason to believe why the Illinois Illini are going to win the Big Ten tournament. And I was trying to break down a little specifics. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Could it have
anything to do with you drinking some brown water?
I don't know, man. Basically, trying to provide like they're going to run through the winner of Ohio State and Iowa, and I was like, I think Ohio State's playing with house money. They don't currently have a true head coach right now, so I feel like Ohio State, like, you know what, like let's just go do it, and then they're going to run into the buzzsaw of Illinois. So I'm not worried about that. And then Illinois is probably going to end up playing. They'll end up probably playing Nebraska. I think they'll
Nebraska ball. You mean?
Yes, my apologies.
I'm loving Nebraska ball.
Nebraska ball. They should. Do they trademark that?
I think
they should.
So.
If not,
I'm not really a Nebraska fan. Sorry, Big Bill, but
like, was Big Bill ever really in
Nebraska ball? I'm in. That's great. That's great branding.
Hey, do you think Big Bill falls back to Nebraska ball when his Mizzou Tigers are 0-18 in league play?
Sure. If my team was 0-18, I'd be grasping at straws. Anything else to watch?
Just not even emphatic. Just like, sure, why not?
They're already down 3-0. bleak.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm rolling with Illinois. I'm gonna go ahead and assume you're probably not gonna pick Purdue.
No, Nebraska ball. Because I love the name.
I love it.
I think they shoot threes a lot and pretty well.
Yeah, they don't care to fill it up. They're
They
like,
bomb it.
it's a little bit Alabama-ish, where it's like, well, if we don't make them,
Hey, anybody but Purdue. Anybody. And
anybody.
Nebraska ball. It's fun to say. I'm gonna keep saying it. Nebraska ball.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Last league, best league. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. I think it's probably fair. We could probably just go game by game.
Let's do it.
Since we care most about this. All right. Obviously, Arkansas took care of Vanderbilt. I think we both rolled with Georgia on this game, right?
Yes.
Even though I tried to be like, maybe.
It would be pretty funny.
I asked the
Discord for the SEC tournament to win an SEC game.
Yeah. I asked the Discord earlier. I was like, could it happen? And there's like 1,600 people in it. And I quickly got about 25 people just going, no.
I mean, these guys have just got to be like, I'm so ready to be done. I'm so ready to be done with this season.
And I mean, do you think Dennis Gates feels that way? And he's the head coach.
I'm sure they all do to some degree. They all have to go winless in the conference.
It's excruciating.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm just ready to be done. Get me out of here.
Some of those dudes deserve better.
They do.
All right, so that would put up. All right, let's jump to the first game of Thursday, which would be Mississippi State LSU.
Ooh,
I'm probably going to take Mississippi State.
Yeah, as a Vol fan, I hope it's LSU that wins because I don't want to see us play Tolu Smith again. Mississippi State already beat us once this year. It was in their house, and that was not a great game on our part. But I've said all season, for the most part, the games that Tennessee has not played well in are because a big, dominant, physical big man in the post kills us. And that's Tolu Smith. And so because of Tolu Smith, I'm going to take Mississippi State to win that game too.
Okay. We'll roll over to Arkansas and South Carolina. That'll be an interesting game.
Yeah. I mean, like we just saw this evening, I mean, Arkansas's got the talent to really, they have the talent to kind of beat anybody. Sure. It's not happened this year. I think South Carolina is they're too disciplined defensively, I think, to allow Arkansas's offense to go off like that. I mean, maybe they just do go crazy, but I think South Carolina's too good, and they are going to force Arkansas to play their game, which is way more of a slow it down, grind it out, play good defense. So it might be a closer game than people think, but I think South Carolina should win.
Yeah. It's a little bit Virginia-ish, like South Carolina in the country and slowest teams.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll give them credit. They stick with what they know, which is like, we're going to grind it out. We're going to execute. We're going to make shots. And if we don't, we're going to rebound and get second chance buckets. And I mean, they do it. As I've jokingly referred to them as the SoCon All-Stars, and they've lived up to it. So, shout out to them. All right, Ole Miss and Texas A&M.
I mean,
also shout out to Chris Beard. He got a 6-year extension.
That shocked me.
I can't believe it
today.
And I went live and said he's not going to be there.
And there's plenty to be said about, Chris Beard, the man, and should he be a coach anywhere? Should he be given this kind of a contract so quickly after his, legal issues and things like that. That's a conversation probably for another podcast. But if we're just talking basketball, like, yeah, on paper you can look and see that Ole Miss had a good season, won 20 games. They didn't beat anybody good.
Nope.
And the SEC, they didn't really show anything that special impressive. And it was year one. Ole Miss has not been good for the past few years. So, maybe Chris Beard, I think we were all thought for sure Chris Beard was gone. And maybe he and his agent look around and see, well, nobody wants me right now. Nobody that I would leave Ole Miss to go to. And so I guess Ole Miss was happy to give him a big old contract. So part of me thinks maybe that gives the team a little bit of a pep in their step, and they know that their coach is still going to be there. So maybe they give A&M, because my going into this, my first thought was A&M should, between Wade Taylor and Tyrese Radford, they should cook Ole Miss, and they still probably will, I think. But so I'll pick A&M. A little bit of chalk so far, but maybe Ole Miss gives them a little bit of a game now that they know their coach is locked in.
I agree.
A&M's also been very up and down and disappointing this year.
Oh yeah, I mean they're on that first four in.
Yeah, they need to win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with A&M.
A&M probably needs to win 2 games in the SEC tournament.
Yeah,
to be in the
I think
tournament.
I give them the first game purely because I think Ole Miss is fraudish.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already talked about it, or you did primarily. They won very little league games, and the ones they did, it was against the likes of like Missouri, and Vanderbilt, whatever. So I won't pile on. Okay, I think we both said Georgia out of this game.
Whoever wins this game is probably going to lose to Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say probably fair to just assume Florida's going to win that one. So
yeah,
a lot of chalk here. Okay, go to quarterfinals Friday. So first game will be Tennessee taking on, I believe we both said Mississippi State. You hopefully are like, I hope I'm wrong, and we play LSU, but
yeah,
Mississippi State.
Even if it is Mississippi State, we are we were a good team when we played Mississippi State earlier this year. We're a better team now. And we're a team that, we really don't need the SEC tournament for anything. I would rather, it only helps secure us a 1 seed to win at least a game in the SEC tournament.
Sure.
And at least go to the semifinals. So
this game is so bad. I'm sorry. I'm just
13 and a half minutes left, and Missouri has 3 points. To Georgia's 8.
It's 8-3.
Yeah.
13. Yeah. But I love it.
Wednesday SEC tournament. Love it. Anyway, Tennessee should beat Mississippi State. Yeah. And should beat them between 8 to 10 points. They should.
I was going to say more. I was going to be like 10,
I'm
15.
telling you, Tolu Smith, he scares me. But we're a much better team.
Well, we've talked about it before. It's like every team has a dude or 2 dudes. It's just kind of like, man, let the dude or so, like, they're going to get theirs. Like, don't spend all of your time sweating. Obviously, have a game plan, right?
Yeah.
You want to control them and eliminate them as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, they're going to get double digits. Let them do it and put your attention on guarding the other guys who, quite frankly, are non-factors. And if you keep them non-factors, great. Don't let those dudes become a factor in a massive issue where you're like, how did we get here? We're about to lose games on the line.
Yeah.
So, All right, then you'll have Auburn versus. I think we both said South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably this
Go
one's tough.
for it.
I've sat here and said, and I'm sure you've probably said the same thing too. I just don't feel great about Auburn's guard play. Now, credit to them, they're a 4 seed for a reason. Like they're not just punks, and they're not going to roll over and not ball. But with Johnny Broom, and if I'm probably going to pick Auburn, only just thinking Johnny Broom, Biggs, they're going to get theirs. They're going to rebound. They're going to play tough defense. If the guards can come out and play, I think they can fill it up. And I don't think that it'll be a well. I think South Carolina will have more fits than they expect,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's probably. I think that's kind of the only way you can get South Carolina to like speed up, because that's how Auburn wants to roll, right? Like they want to run. So if you're a running team and you don't want to drag yourself down into a slow team, you play tough defense against a slow team. They start naturally starting to speed up because they start freaking out because they're like, we can't hit the broadside of a barn. So they're going to keep doing it, unless they're proven team, disciplined, whatever, which we've given them credit. We do think they are.
Yeah.
But even disciplined teams sometimes will be like, crap, we got to do something.
Yeah. It should be noted that Auburn beat South Carolina by 40.
Oh, my God, that's right. At Auburn, right?
Yeah. Yep, at Auburn. They won 101-61.
I feel much better. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. I feel much better.
This is a tough game to pick. I think everything you just said about Auburn is totally valid, and also they crushed South Carolina earlier this year. What makes me pause on that is they crushed them at home. They crushed almost everybody at home. They were amazing at home this year. On the road, completely different team. I maybe I should pump the brakes on it a little bit. They did come into Knoxville and play well a couple weeks ago. They just had no answer for Dalton Connect that night. Few do, but I feel like South Carolina is going to be, these boys kicked our butt. We want some revenge, and they ain't playing in their little Auburn arena with 8,000 people screaming real loud. I think I'm going to pick South Carolina. I'm not like crazy confident about it.
Okay.
I like it. They just impressed me this year. And I think Auburn is very sus when they're not at home.
Oh, big word, as the youths would say.
Yeah, very sus.
So. Hey, do you want to give people an update on how many points Mizzou has right now?
Oh, I missed it. They just went to commercial here.
Shucks, I'll tell you. There's 11 minutes left in the first half, and they have 5 points. All right.
Oh, boy. Bye, Dennis Gates.
Some would say go ahead and fire him, or that he's on the hot seat. Thanks, Sammy. Looks like we have the Cats and A&M. Little
Cats.
7 p.m. Yeah. Look, I know A&M beat them down in College Station. That was early in conference play. I mean, that honestly was like the third game in conference play.
That was went to overtime too, that game.
It was absolute banana land.
Cat should have won that game anyway.
They should have.
And they weren't playing the kind of basketball that they're playing right now. That being said, I mean, like we said, A&M's got a lot to play for right now, more than Kentucky does.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that the fellas in Kentucky realize, like, well, I mean, you could play yourself, basically like solidify a 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you win 1, like, you've probably got a 3 locked up.
Yeah.
The only way they'd probably really play into a 2, you got to have some other guys mess up around the country. But it's like, well, if you want a 2, try to get to the championship game, maybe. But I think we're both going to go Kentucky. Bama and Florida.
Florida.
I mean, don't even have to think about it.
Don't even think about it. Florida whooped Bama a week ago. I think,
It's
in
true.
Gainesville. And then they lost in overtime at Tuscaloosa a week or two before that. I think Florida's just got Bama's number and have played them very well this year. And I don't know. I don't feel it with Bama this year. I think they've since Tennessee went down there and beat them a couple weeks ago. I think they're just going down. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I don't like Bama.
I don't like them. I'm going to take them.
Okay.
I'm going to take Bama. I know that Florida right now is hot, and you could probably say one of the hottest teams in the country, not just in conference.
They did just lose to Vanderbilt
They did.
last game of the regular season.
Yeah, I felt like that was one where it was like,
That was
hey,
weird.
did everybody miss the fact that Vanderbilt just beat
Yeah.
Florida? I mean, honestly, I felt that way. I was like, oh, huh, how about that? Yeah, I know Florida probably rolling with some momentum, playing the game before, got juices loose. I don't know. I think Bama will just make it a track meeting in, and I know they've had several track meets already with a lot of teams, and Florida being one of them. I think there's a reason why Marcus Sears, not Mark Sears, right? Marcus.
It's Mark.
Mark Sears. There's a reason why he's an All-American. There's a reason why.
That's true.
Look, I'm just going to roll with Nate Oates. I know some people
Would say he's the best coach in the conference. I don't say that. Some would say that.
But part of me also is wanting to
argue it. He's been named the coach of the year before, so you could argue it. I'm not arguing it.
Look, I don't know. You could. All right. So that would mean Tennessee takes on, from your end, you are saying
South Carolina.
Interesting.
Tennessee. Whether it's Auburn or South Carolina, Tennessee should win that game.
Okay.
And they've, beaten both of them besides one crummy game where they lost by 3 to Carolina. But I mean, not to spoiler alert, Kentucky's the only team in the conference that I think that I feel has the best chance against Tennessee.
Sure. I'm going to also take the Cats just based off of the last couple games coming into conference.
Which game are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. So this would be, oh God, my bad. I forgot to pick the Tennessee game. So that'd be from me that I think I said Tennessee
and Auburn.
You, yeah. I think I'd probably stick with Tennessee. I think that the firepower for Tennessee is just more. Guard play's proven. I mean, I don't have to sit here and mull over DK. Yeah, we know. Tennessee. So for me, that would leave Kentucky and Bama. For you, that'd be Kentucky and Florida.
Yeah,
I'm probably still gonna roll with the Cats.
Me too.
If it's Florida, I'm sweating. I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because, and I know it's home and homes. Like you can read into it however you want. It's just the fact that like the last time Kentucky played Florida, you blew, a 4-point lead with 30-something seconds left at home, lost in overtime, left a bitter taste, and that's when they lost 3 games at home in a row. And I probably shouldn't live there, right? Like clearly they are not the same team. Some would be like they'll handle Florida or Bama by double digits by the way they're playing lately. We'll see. Looks like regardless though, we've got the Vols match. Third little meetup.
Shocker.
Why? Shocker.
This is what we've got.
I'm gonna be honest. I would probably say it's a coin flip. Like,
me too.
Either team. Way. Yeah, either team for me, I'd be like, yeah, sounds about right. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be closer to the second time they face each other than the first time. I think that Kentucky team is gone.
Yeah.
and they figured it out. Now Tennessee's gotten better too, but
Here's the only thing I'm probably leaning on. I'll take Kentucky because they have a proven record on neutral floor this year of winning. They did not win against Kansas, and I understand. That was game 1.
sure.
At that point, it's like, we don't know. I was going to say we don't know who we are. You played in the Canada thing. But you could say, like, we don't know who we are. Like, even up at Canada, really good talent you're playing against. But it's like, you're not playing against the likes of Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
Some of these other guys here in college who are studs. So I'm only going to take it because of the neutral court record, which I know somebody could be like, does that mean anything? But
no, probably not. But I think
right.
I think, between these two teams, they're both so good. I'm sure it'll just be a great game. For me, Tennessee, I think that the mission this year was win the SEC regular season and let's go to a Final Four. Does that mean for a second I think that they're going to be looking past Kentucky if they meet them in the SEC championship? Of course not. Sure. I just know that, and not that it's a bigger deal for Kentucky or anything like that. I just think there's not going to be a lot of like, we've got to win this game. We need to win this game. We want to win this game. So that probably, I would maybe lean Kentucky 51% to 49. I just think I hope that's the final, because I think that would be a great game.
I would hate everything if that was I would just be like, I'm just turning this game off. It's not even worth my time. Not even worth my time. God. That just, speaking of like not worth my time, but I want everybody to know we're now in the 7-minute mark. Missouri has 9 points.
This is painful. And Georgia has 19. It's not like it's that much better on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Hey, will Missouri get to 20 before halftime?
No.
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 I'm going to say.
Do they score 40 in this game?
Well, I was going to say 50. Do they score 50? Because I mean, it's pretty normal for teams to, quite frankly, score at least 30 and a half.
I think they don't score 50. I don't think they're ready to go home, man.
Dennis is just going to tell the dudes at halftime, like, hey, just roll over.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go home.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I forgot to like book a second night, so we're gonna need to like
only booked the hotel for one night.
Hey, the school only booked one night. They literally said it's a night-to-night thing.
Yeah.
So since they didn't book another night, let's go ahead and save some money.
I'm ready to get out on Broadway, man.
My man's just trying to go to Kid Rock's place.
Yeah.
Hey, so with that said, there's our picks. Take them or leave them. Hope you don't. Well,
yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I was just gonna say, don't like use our picks as a way to be like, hey, I'm gonna throw some coin down.
Hey, nobody is. No one is.
Not these guys. Or
no one is. No one.
We don't care. Hey, last thing before we wrap it up, because it is 10 o'clock. I mean, we're gonna stay and watch the game, but it is 10 o'clock. My jabroni of the week. Since I didn't have one last episode. Myself.
Oh. Why is that?
Well, I'm an assistant. I may have said this before. So I'm an assistant coach for my kids' T-ball team. And I know I came on here and talked about how I kind of goofed up on already about his want number 4, and he ends up getting 11. My bad, dude. Whoops. So tonight we have practice, and he's already like got to work on the respect level with C-Bone of I'm asking him not to climb on the fence when we're in a station, and he looks at me and says, I do what I want. And then I'm like, who does he get that from? So I have to be like, well, I'm trying to coach other kids here. Probably shouldn't get in a fight with my 3-year-old.
This is my fault.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is my own doing. Whoops. So we get to the end of practice and we're doing a quick, maybe 3-something-minute drill of like, hey, we're going to teach you how to run bases. Like when you hit the ball off the tee, you got to go to first base.
Yep.
So we're helping kids like, where's first? Where's second? Doing that whole thing. And then at the end of it, I was like, guys, we're going to do a race. Every one of you versus me, in which they're like, okay, great. We let, little kids are like, yeah.
Look at we can beat him.
So I said, okay, here's the deal. And folks out there, please understand, I was joking. It was always a joke. I said, hey, if I beat all of you, you have to stay the night at the ball field and sleep in the dugout. And then I said, vice versa. If you beat me, I sleep in the dugout. So they're like, okay, yeah, great. Love it. So, ready, set, go. Hit first. Mind you, some of the little kids didn't touch first base. Look,
cheating.
I'm just saying.
Cheating. Okay.
You didn't hit first base.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up. Get to second. Okay, noticing again, several kids didn't even come to second base. At that point, it's like the classic, I'm just kind of running around the pitcher's mound thing. So halfway to third, your boy hits
turn
the
it on.
burn. I hit the burners. I'm letting
I was going to ask, were you kind of like making them think they had a chance here?
Yeah, I'll be honest. My intention was like,
we'll make it close. We'll make it close.
Yeah, they're 3 and 4 year olds. I'm going to make you sweat, but like you'll win. Yeah. And then I was like, nah, dude, winners win. I hit the burners, hit that third base bag, boom, home plate. I'm giggling just like a kid in a candy shop. Just like, bah.
You're going to learn today, kids. You're going to learn today.
Immediately hit home plate, turn around, and there's like 4 kids. They've stopped in just immediate tears. I mean, it wasn't even like, look at my mom, look at Coach White, look at my mom again, cry. I mean, just, and I was like, oh no, God, what have I done?
Oh no.
What have I done?
They didn't like the taste of your dust, huh?
If it was like Charlie, where it was like, I wanted to win. It was like, I have to stay the night.
Yeah.
At the ball field. Yeah. I was like, no,
that was part of the deal.
No, sorry, you don't have to. You're not actually going to sleep here. Now, thankfully, all of the parents were, hee-hawing. So
they're cool. Okay.
I appreciate that. But it was one of those feelings I left. I was like, that was my one. Like, I got one. I can't do that again.
Hey, you say jabroni of the week. I might say dog of the week.
Oh my God.
For that move. That's just tough coaching.
Some say winners win.
I don't know. Molding champions.
I go back and forth. I'm like, maybe I'm not wrong. Maybe it's just my style of coaching. But, I didn't have a jabroni. I felt bad because, again, they're 3 and 4. My kid didn't even participate because he's like on the other side of the fence screaming at me because he wants a popsicle. I'm like, you didn't participate in half of practice. Maybe I was a little upset about that. So maybe that's why I took it out on all of his teammates.
Yeah.
Who's to say? So want to give a shout out to the Red Sox, our little T-ball team. Appreciate y'all. Coach White is super sorry for threatening sorry for cooking you guys. Learn to run the bases, but also sorry for making you think you're going to have to stay the night at the ball field by yourselves. And now there's going to be a long conversation for all of your parents. I'm like,
yeah.
He was joking. It's okay. So that's all I got. You got anything else before we hop off?
Nope.
Cool. Hey,
nope. Missouri's at 13 points.
13 points. Shocker. They won't get to 50. All right.
With 5 minutes left.
I'm Big Papa. That's Bobby Hoops.
Bobby Hoops.
Love you guys.
See you later.